we are about to see the third quarterfinal matchup in our NFL single elimination trivia tournament, and we have George Tsilfidis taking on Geoff Fienberg after both of these creators had resounding first round victories. But who is going to be able to punch their ticket to the semifinal in this one? Well, that is exactly what we are going to find out. So smash that like button if you enjoy this one along the way, and subscribe to the Hammer HQ for trivia shows like this every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But now it's time to meet the players. Big matchup ahead with a semifinal place on the line. To my right, we have George Tsilfidis, and underneath we have Geoff Fienberg. George, you are the 3 seed and the favorite coming into this matchup. What is your confidence looking like?
I give myself 50-50 chance of winning today. Geoff is a highly respected competitor. He could have very much easily been the higher seed in this game.
Staying humble. Geoff, how do you feel about that claim? Are you confident ahead of this one as the 6th seed?
No, not really, but anything's possible. Like I feel like I'm capable of winning this match versus George. It's just as he probably knows he's capable of beating me, but I wouldn't be shocked if he dusted me either. Like, that being said, I think our wheelhouse is kind of an identical time frame.
Yeah, we
and I don't know what the questions are. We're not privy to that. The more you go sort of into the 90s, early 2000s, like that's the shit I remember. If you want to go more like recent, like I said with Kim, that's the shit that's literally all a blur. I can't differentiate the last few years, but I could like rifle off the night like a 25-year period like it was yesterday. But ask me about yesterday, I don't know shit.
I feel like that's alcohol induced.
amongst other things. Yeah. Every bowl you rip, like a name like Wesley Walls leaves your brain.
Well, we'll see who ends up on the quiz, which names end up on the list, and if it does appeal to either of our players. A place against ClevTA in the semifinal on the right side of the bracket is at stake for these players. Let's get into the first quiz. This is the first of potentially 3 quizzes that we have today. Reminder that it is a best of 3 series. For this one, we have a bit of a layup for the first quiz, I gotta say. Choose the earliest Super Bowl MVP winner, meaning the longest time ago to have won Super Bowl MVP. So if they won it last year, that would be the worst possible answer you come up with. There's 25 possible answers here. Our players have to rank them as best as possible and rack up points doing so. 25 points available for the top seed, 1 point available for the 25th seed, and increments of 1 point all the way in the middle to 13 points for the 13th seed. I did a randomizer to find these quizzes. This one might be on a little bit of the easier side, and perhaps going first is going to be big here. It is Geoff who has the leadoff pick in the snake draft format.
Yeah, so this I think is a pretty easy one, unless I got good. But John Elway, I would assume, is the second John Elway Super Bowl versus Atlanta is probably where we start this contest.
All right, John Elway as the leadoff pick is indeed 1998, and indeed the best answer. All right, George, I feel like this quiz you both may have to be damn near perfect, so we need some big picks.
All right, that was pretty much the easiest. I think he was retired before anybody else won an MVP. I'll go with Kurt Warner as my first pick.
Kurt Warner. I believe, yes, the 1999 Super Bowl MVP worth 24 points. All right. Up to you again, George.
I believe he was the MVP of the first Super Bowl they won, and this could be wrong, but I'm going to go with Ray Lewis here.
Ray Lewis as the next pick. He is the 3rd best. So 2000 Super Bowl MVP. So far, so good on the easier quiz. Geoff, 2 straight picks for you.
Now it's time to think. The Patriot ones kind of all blur together, which is really, really unfortunate. I got 2 picks, so I feel pretty safe in this one, though. We're going to go with Dexter Jackson.
All right, Dexter Jackson. We're looking for 2001. Dexter Jackson is 2002. But as you said, you do have another pick here to find that 4 seed.
So this has to be the second Patriots Super Bowl. So, geez, but maybe I could lose the whole contest right here. Because this guy wasn't around very long, so maybe it was him. Dion Branch.
Okay, Dion Branch looking for 0-1. Dion Branch is
I think I just lost, lost the game, yeah.
Oh boy. George, your final 2 picks of the first quiz here. Opportunity to pounce on the mistake.
All right, I will go with Tom Brady as my first pick.
Tom Brady is the 0-1 MVP, 22 points for George, and an opportunity to seal the deal if you can find the best available with your last pick.
He's my favorite player of all time in any sport. I will go with Peyton Manning.
Okay, Peyton Manning looking for 0-3 Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning is 2006.
Ooh.
Bit of a slip up there. We have the 6 seed available. That'd be 20 points. Okay, unfortunately for Geoff, that actually is enough for George to win the first round because of the 2, 3, 4 that he had. Yeah, you can only get 20 points for the 6 seed, which would leave you 1 point short of where George is.
So, it's Hines Ward, though, isn't it?
Hines Ward, to finish us off, is the 8 seed, actually, 2005.
So is another Brady then?
Top available is Tom Brady the second time he won it.
Brady cost me again. Brady always comes back to Brady costing me. Cost me round 1 here for sure.
All right, so it is an 86-83 win for George. These points don't matter. As simply put, George is up 1-0 on the quiz, which means it's do or die for Geoff in the second quiz. We have the who had the highest catch percentage since 2000 through the 2022 season, not including the current ongoing season. Minimum of 250 catches.
Wow.
This one,
we
are on the other end of the spectrum. We had the layup quiz. Now we have one of the hardest quizzes now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a blow. I mean, great names. It's nice seeing some of these names flashing in front of my eyes right now, George. I'm sure I'm gonna misconstrued. Like this is literally like, this is perception maybe versus reality. Because if I'm going, no, George goes first. But
no, you got first pick. Jacob has this tendency to want me to go second in these.
Yeah, I knew you'd mention something there. Let's see who's first. It's Geoff again. George will not be pleased about that, but I don't care. Take the lead here. Honestly, I think Geoff would prefer to go second on this quiz. But he's first.
Like, this is probably wrong, and he's probably the leader in like a very similar stat or in a smaller context, but I kind of just have to go Bolden. But like, he could be first, he could be in the middle of this list, he could be dead last. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
They've been all passes, 2nd and 5, going end zone, caught, Anquan Bolden.
I think there's a big opportunity for variance with the answers here, so I don't know if a bad pick will cost you. Let's see where Anquan Bolden ends up. He's 20th.
This is bad. This is very bad.
6 points puts you in a little bit of a hole.
Like, George, were you considering him at all?
No.
Ooh.
I will basically hand out my strategy with these 2 picks, but I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey and LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, McCaffrey stuck out to me. Let's see.
I fucked this up so bad. Sorry if that wasn't allowed to be said. I clearly botched this hard. Yeah, why not pick guys who get blood dumps?
McCaffrey's 24 points, second seed. Sorry, you had LaShawn McCoy?
Yeah.
This would have been my strategy as well. LaShawn McCoy is 4th. All right. Now that Geoff has that in mind, see what I said? Geoff may have been better off going second for this quiz. Now you have to kind of dig yourself out as best as possible. The 1 and 3 are available. Sorry?
I don't have a clue.
Running backs, Geoff. Just eliminate every receiver on the list and go running back, sir. And I want you to remember that at the Hammer Christmas party.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Well, no, I didn't say highest catch percentage. This is so weird. Like, this is such a random shot in the dark. I know James White was volume, but like, maybe Thomas Jones had better hands. Like, I'm guessing Thomas Jones. I don't have a clue.
Thomas Jones? Is that your selection?
Sure. Yeah, I said it.
Thomas Jones. 6th seed. Pretty good. 20 points.
It's not going to be enough, though. I got to really find that rabbit at the top.
So I don't know the answers, but I would just to maybe jog something to consider for both of you with 2 picks left. think about the quarterback and their tendencies. Is it a quarterback who's a deep ball thrower? Is it a quarterback who typically does not throw deep? Is the player usually running those deep routes? Does he have the speed to do that?
Jeff,
Things to consider.
Because I love you, eliminate all the receivers and just pick running backs.
Yeah, no, I'm just staring at like three. I'm deciding between
dump-offs
three
dump-offs are literally the highest percentage.
Yeah. My head wasn't in the blood dump space. I was just in like guys who hawk balls. I wasn't. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get random again. Yeah, like I don't know. They throw hard, fast passes in Green Bay. Those quarterbacks. It's soft, little, nice touch blood dump. I guess I gotta try James White, but I don't even want to make this pick.
I think he's number one.
James White is the 7th seed.
George wasn't even. I'm telling you,
I'm going 2 running backs here. I'm gonna go with playoff Lenny.
Leonard Fournette. He's got to be high. 3rd on the list. George with a chance to finish off the quiz with the entire top 4 all to himself. Let's see.
I'm gonna go with Amon Green and just lay it up.
I'd have gone, yeah. I'd have guessed Pierre Thomas.
Mathematically speaking, if George lands the 25th seed, the worst answer, Jeff could find the top seed and tie the quiz. If Amon Green is anything but the worst seed, George is in the semifinals. Let's see where he ends up. He is the 5th seed. Domination here. He is through, but Jeff, we'd love to see if you can find the 1 seed on this board.
Yeah, this is a guy I passed over on my last 2 attempts, Pierre Thomas.
Pierre Thomas.
I don't know.
Is the 1 seed.
That you talk about. Here's a screen. That's Thomas. And Pierre has a lane down the sideline, still going. Touchdown, Saints.
Little soft little fucking basket blood dump.
A huge 3 to cut the lead down to 20. George Tsilfidis is the winner in back-to-back quizzes and is moving on. Great performance.
That was the dumbest quiz I've seen you guys run. I don't think I'd have beaten George. I'm not a moron like your friend Jason.
I'm going to go with David Onyemata.
David Onyemata. It's the 25th seed.
Gonna like sit here like do a thing. But that was like, we're literally like, I don't know what that was. But yeah, I missed the boat. I missed the boat on running back.
Fair, sometimes it is good to go second.
I screwed up on the last quiz. So
if it makes you feel better, my last 3 quizzes against you, Jason, and Suma, I haven't dropped the round. So then
yeah, no, I'm not debating that's just and hey, maybe maybe the variance was what I needed, like to even have a chance to beat George. He seems like he's very on the ball.
I think if I went first in that second quiz, I would have showed you the hand with the running back. I wasn't unhappy for you to go first because I said if he picks a receiver, it's over.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I would have figured that out, and I passed over James White and whoever I picked before that. I was like, no, I think that's the softest little blood. Too bad your boy Lamar Smith wasn't on that list. Feeler to Lamar Smith was one of my favorite little BDs of all time, George.
Well, anyways, George is moving on to the next round. We have made some of these quizzes a little bit harder for round number 2. We're cranking it up as well for round number 3. In fact, we're also going to eliminate the variance a little bit more and just really hone in on talent for the next round, because we're going to be going to 6 selections instead of 4 for the semifinals and onwards. But George, you will be taking on ClevTA in that semifinal sometime in the next few weeks. Can you make a comment about your confidence going into that one? You and TA are on the Monday show together on Forward Progress, and after his semifinal win, he said he wanted you in the next round. What do you have to say to that?
Once I saw the brackets drawn up, I knew I wanted Cleve in the semifinals. I have so much respect for him as a football mind. I believe we both have a good history and understanding of the NFL, and I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup. You got to give it to the committee, right? So far, the 2, 3, and 5 seeds are in the semis. You and Rob just fucking nailed it, cranked it out of the park. I'm ready for Cleve, bragging rights forever on Mondays after our matchup.
Well, I lost my quiz, so my only bragging rights are for the seeding here. We only have had 2 lower seeded wins. It was the 9 against the 8 and the 5 against the 4. Otherwise, we have been on the money. So if you want to see the next quiz up ahead, Rob Pizzola taking on Eric Eager next week. I don't think it will be close, but am prepared to be surprised. Tune in to that one by subscribing to the channel. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next week at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. And we'll see if Rob has any hope.